Hello, 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 everyone. This is Disgruntled Elk with friend and cohort Spider Space MTG, otherwise known as Gabe to people that are human. Um, uh, Gabe, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on. I'm excited to run through some Hammer here. I know you kind of got me trying it actually. We are messaging back and forth, and you got me back on the Hammer train. And just like Opal's obviously super powerful card, and I feel like a
Yeah,
lot of decks that are playing it like aren't that good at playing it, and it's
yeah,
silly.
yeah. Any
So
decks
it's nice to
in mind?
Yeah, like basically any of those Tameo Emery shells, I just end up hating. Like uh Affinity plays the artifact Tapland, so they're trying, but you're playing as Tapland, so I don't like it. And then the
Right.
decks that aren't doing that, like all of these, Tameo, Emery, Cutter, Vivi is like the new hotness, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Um I just like I understand you have cards that make artifacts, but your count is just so much lower than in a deck like this. Like look at your one drop slot. Like it's literally just aid that is not also an artifact. And then your two drop slot, it's just pure steel that isn't or doesn't get an artifact. So like most of your deck is actually artifacts, and the card's just usually on. And it's lovely.
Yeah,
Like I don't know. I think this deck is so much better at using Mox Opal and Urza's Saga than basically any other deck in the format. Like I don't know. I guess our sagas, you're making some of the biggest constructs, and you're getting a combo piece. Like what more could you ask for?
yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, that means Amul's a terrible deck. No one should play it, please. That way I can cut these.
I mean, like
Please.
their deck does the combo thing probably better, but
Oh
their
yeah.
constructs are worse at least.
Yeah, their constructs
Um,
basically don't
I don't know.
count
I
in
just
my opinion. I don't know.
they're not like their constructs are so rarely a thing. Well, I guess they're going to be a thing more now with that new Blood Moon change, right?
Kind of. It's funny because people were like, "Oh, now we're just going to die to constructs on turn 10 from Amulet." But I'm like, "Okay, what decks are playing like a moon effect that can't deal with one like 2/2 or 3/3 a turn?" And I don't know the answer. Like Frog, if you just play Frog, you just win with that, right? And then if you're playing Boros, I don't know, dealing with artifacts seems like pretty easy, especially with like a Johnny Bombardment, Flage. I don't know. Every card in that deck seems fine at beating a
Sure.
couple of constructs. Um, Maybe blue white control, but like they're playing Wrath of the Skies anyway, so I don't know.
Right, right. They're not really like harbingering you.
No, and if they are, I don't know. Things got weird. But yeah, so I know you played. You actually, unlike a lot of people I talked to, you actually like played through what 2, 3 leagues with a similar list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And kind
I
of
think it was three. Yeah.
yeah, I like to. I know you kind of told me like the things you liked, things you like didn't like. I know we've tried a couple different configurations, and I think this is more or less where we're happy. We'll see if we want to make any tweaks before the league, but like obviously you mentioned it's a really good opal deck. The sagas are also it's probably the best like at using the whole part of the buffalo saga
Mhm.
deck in the format, except maybe affinity, but the key pieces you're getting out of affinity are so much worse. So I know you were new to like the Cori and Hammer. So like is there any kind of things you wanted to call out that you noticed?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I played with less copies of Cutter than you have now.
Yeah.
So I think I had two. I want to say I tried one league with one and had the remainder with two.
Okay.
Um, and so I actually think that was one of the bigger takeaways was that Cutter is a card that I didn't often feel like tutoring, but I was just happy to have.
Yep.
And,
Absolutely.
like, yes, we're very good at our plan A stuff, but I think the combination of Cutter and Construct makes our plan B just really good. And I really liked the interaction in particular of if you just had Cutter in play and you did the whole like aid hammer, like you just got to have a body, and immediately it's hasty
Yeah.
and it's trampled and there's more power. Like that's a great interaction. And I think the other piece is that I just wanted trample all the time. Like
Constantly.
th- there's just so many decks that are good at just having random shitter out that you need to trample over. Like you play against Eldrazi and they're just like, well, here's a spawn, right? Or you play against Energy and they're like, well, here's a cat. And
Yep.
if you are able to get over them, like obviously, you can do tricksy stuff, like if you have your Ornithopter and Aid, you just don't always have them. And so
Absolutely.
having more ways to like shove through just seems so important. So I like the shift towards four cutter. Um, I'm not 100% sure that Flare would be my preferred game one piece of interaction.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Like there were times where obviously it being free meant I could kind of just go all in,
Sure.
and that was great. But there's also times like in matchups where you most want protection, they tend to kind of go long, and so main deck I might have preferred Surge. And I know like you and I had talked in DM about Spell Pierce, and I think especially with the four cutter build, having that relegated to the board means your mana is just a lot easier. You don't have to think about like,
Sure.
what if I draw cutter and Pierce? So like, I think if it were me, I would just have Surge in the main.
Sure. I'm down. I think a lot of the reason,
Like,
like, I was playing Flare in the main, and I think it's totally fine. I think you can kind of do whichever. The main reason was, like, I wanted to get as many games as possible with it. And I think it's really good, but yeah, I think Surge is totally fine. Kind of, you can swap those in and out.
yeah, I do think you want Flare in the 75 because it's just your best answer to your opponent casting a Wrath of the Skies, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Like it's nice because it covers that and Meltdown, so it's kind of like the two primary ways that people get you.
Yep.
And so like I think you do want them in the 75. I was not sure, and I think you're going to be able to shed some more insight on this.
Sure.
Like I didn't know the ins and outs of where do I want Surge versus Flare versus Pierce, or are there places where I'm doing both? Like I
Yeah.
I had a hard time with that.
Yeah, I think the only matchup, and I could be lying to myself. I just posted sideboard notes that like just the notes for this build, not the ones I sent you, which were just like the madman raving Charlie Day energy. Just where I think they're the only matchup where I have all three in some number is Belcher, because they all kind of do incredible things, just in different ways. But yeah, otherwise it's like you want one, two, what, like one or two of the three pieces. Consign's kind of its own animal, but obviously a busted card. Um, yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. But yeah, I mean, deck feels super clean. We can definitely play the Surges main. I'm completely fine with that. The other thing that I'm doing, because I just like I kept drawing the stupid Surveil Land. I'm playing one Flooded Strand. If anyone's like, oh, I really want to play Surveil Land, that's totally fine. I don't think it makes a huge difference. I just got sick of drawing it, so that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a nice thing when you're doing something like what you did, where you have just a flooded strand, so you can kind of look at it and be like, wow, like I would have loved to have
Yep.
not drawn, a tap land right now. Because I've done the same thing where when I was playing, there were a couple points where it was like, it would have been nice to grab a surveil land, and there were also a couple points where a tap land would have meant I lost.
Right.
And I think like it's hard to be sure which one you want. I think personally I would lean towards wanting one surveil land. But I think it's fine if you don't want to do that.
Yep. And that's kind of where I'm at. Like a lot of those like super small decisions don't actually matter that much. Just go by vibes, I think is what I recommend people do. Trade in Everos for Spooter, exactly. We got an upgrade.
Yikes.
He's not here to defend himself, so if I've learned anything from America, it's like we can say whatever we want.
Oh, that's right. That's right. In fact, then you afterwards post about how royally trashed he got
Exactly.
here.
Perfect. But yeah, one thing, hopefully we play against Boros at least once or twice, because that's one thing. You kept beating Boros. I have like a positive record against Boros, but I'm curious. Like I think we probably have slightly different approaches to it. So if we play against Boros, happy to kind of let you pilot through me or have those discussions, which is always good to get a different perspective on things. The one thing I will not accept is put Arena of Glory in your Inkmoth Nexus Urza Saga Paladin deck. Just don't do that. Anyway.
I wasn't gonna recommend it, you know.
You wouldn't be on the stream if you were. Let's make sure that I have the right build. Yep, we have the 3 megas, the 3 piers, flares in the sideboard, and surges in the main. Cool. Yep. I think the big difference, like the times where surge is just like a lot better than flare, are usually the matchups where there's like discard involved, because flare, like for whatever reason, doesn't give you hexproof, which was such a weird
it feels like it
decision.
would, but...
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't...
Exactly. Yeah, if we 5-0, we get to just dunk on Evan. So extra extra value.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. I mean, I'm always fine with that.
Okay. What do you think about this one? We're on the draw.
Seems cool.
Yeah.
Like there's part of me that looks at this hand and wants to get greedy and like try to set up like just the turn 1 saga, but you're not supposed to do that. I think like you're just running out Sentinel and Opal's very quickly online. Like if you do run into, like, you draw aid, you have Hammer ready to go. If you draw Paladin, whatever, maybe we already had to deploy it. Like I think it's not like crazy 7. And there's matchups where I'd be like, oh, I have to like kill you on 2. But I think in the blind, I would keep it.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, we're on the draw, so it's like possible we hit a 0 and then we just get to deploy 5 cards. So
yeah,
there's always that, right?
So I have some. I mean, I don't know if this is like shame or bragging. I'm not exactly sure, but I just completed building what I would argue is my first actual competitive modern paper deck that is purely mine. Like I'm a big like borrow cards guy.
Love that.
And I don't know. It felt like the time. Like I guess I had the extra money to actually get a deck, and it's exciting. But I just picked up Neoform.
I was gonna ask if that was what you decided on.
yeah. Like that probably makes me the villain, doesn't it?
I mean, if it's not popular, you're fine. It's when the deck gets popular that it's like, eh. So on this last turn, I don't know if you feel the same. I didn't like running out the Mopal because I think it incentivizes them to kill the Sentinel.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Cool. Okay. So Stoneforge is an interesting one. I'm thinking of just going like Saga Hammer and then Mopal. See what happens.
Interesting. I actually think, well, first I would attack.
Okay, you're not concerned about like, a Bowmaster?
Well, if they have a Bowmaster, they can do it anyway. And if they want to counterspell, then like you're just letting them choose by playing Stoneforge first.
All right, I'm down with that. Yeah, just get in for the 1 and then probably, yeah, so it's either, obviously, it's Urza Saga, Hammer, Opal, Stoneforge, or depending on vibes, just Saga Stoneforge, yeah?
Yeah, I think I'm partial to just Saga Stoneforge, just because I imagine that Stoneforge is getting Cutter, and so having more zeros for Cutter is attractive.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Obviously, if they like counter the Hammer, then we also like don't have Metalcraft for the Stoneforge, so that could awkward.
Also kill the Sentinel as well.
Yep. Sweet. All right, yeah,
I feel like it just makes more sense of like if you did draw aid, like you're just giving yourself more options by keeping the Hammer in hand.
Absolutely. The aid is a big reason here. Yeah, and maybe they just counterspell and we get to draw a card for free.
Yeah, like I think that's somewhat likely, actually.
I mean, they're tanking. Maybe they have both counterspell and like snare in hand. Nope. Okay, just look. It's a 2-for-1 anyway. I mean, I'll take that one.
I'm perfectly happy with that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Sentinel, like, it's been a long time since I played Sentinel, since I think for a long time it was not optimal. But like when you play Sentinel against these blue X decks, it's so good.
Yeah. I think Counterspell, I don't know. I sort of think Counterspell is not that good of a Magic card right now.
Unplayable.
But people still do it. And then you realize in exactly this kind of situation, you're like, look at how horribly inefficient this is.
There you go. I mean, I'm tempted to just like run out another Saga here.
I think that's fine. Like you have two Mox Opals, so like you're gonna get your money's worth here.
So we can go like Saga. We could go Saga, make a construct, play Mopal for Metalcraft, cast boots, play second Mopal, equip boots to the construct, right? I feel like that's a
Yeah,
bit
I guess
aggro, but
it is. I think if you want to do that line, that I would play Opal, then activate Construct, because I don't want them to like
sure.
counter boots and then we can't make a construct.
Okay, I'm in. I'm in. I don't mind leading with Opal here either. All right. I think in this case I might just play Fountain then.
Yeah, yeah. If we're Lotus pedaling, I think you want to delay Saga
Yeah.
stuff. Oh, I guess it was fine. It all worked the same.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
I was
yeah,
saying like I would
yeah.
want
Make the
to
construct
activate
first. Yeah,
first.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No, you are correct. Not gonna lie, it's like it's tempting to just like put the boots on the Sentinel because the tax is so gross, but I don't think it's correct. I think you just like get in with a 5/5. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fine.
They really could have just done that in response to the boots.
Right. I mean, I think I'm still just gonna do
I
this,
think
right?
yeah, I agree.
Attack for 4. This means for the next like 4 turns, we're just gonna make a construct suited up with boots and attack with all the constructs, right? That's what this means.
That's the current plan. That's I draw nothing for the rest of the game and probably still win.
Yeah, because every turn that goes by, we just like tick up. Yeah, okay, you can have a clue.
Get a clue.
It's also nice because like them not being able to spend a bunch of spells means that like it's hard for them to Murktide us if that's their line. Sure, you have clinged to the dust. Yep, you have flipped to Tameo. It's fine. I think that does mean there's a consideration to get like a Shadow Spear here, but I think we do the math.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So like
I mean,
maybe make a construct, play Saga, grab Spear, equip Spear to this one, kill the Tameo.
yeah, it's either spear or you could get graveyard hate as well. I think there's an argument there.
Yeah. I don't
Like
have
I do
Yard
kind of
Hate
want to just
game
like,
1.
oh, okay,
Yep.
gotcha. Then in that case, I think it's pretty clearly
Yeah.
spear.
Okay. So if we equip this here, this becomes a 7. We attack that, it goes down to a 6, and so it kills it through a double block. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I sort of don't think they have it, but if they do play main deck dress down, your thing also now survives.
This is true. That is a relevant consideration for sure.
It's interesting. I was kind of tempted to just like maybe you still get spear, but I just haste and double attack. But I don't know.
I mean,
Like it's hard to say. I guess if they had push, then doing this is so much better because then otherwise they would just push, buyback, push, push.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
So like
Okay.
maybe this is right. It's interesting. I'm just not sure I would have done it.
So them not having up black mana is pretty relevant here.
Yeah.
They have instant. Yeah, okay, we win the game. Okay, cool. I'm always like tempted to bring in the Maguses because I think their mana is pretty atrocious, but then I'm like, I don't need to do that. I don't need to cheese them. I think we can just beat them. That's kind of where I'm at. These are generally the 5 I like. So this is a peak matchup where I really like Spell Pierce because not only does it stop like weird hate cards they can play, but it also tags like just counter magic, which they do a lot of. I think Ornithopters are generally pretty terrible here, and even though they showed us Bowmaster, I think Sentinel's just good enough to keep anyway. Would you agree with kind of all that? All right.
Yeah.
So then it's a question of what's the other card to cut. I don't think it's Stoneforge or Cloud or Cutter or Paladin. Maybe Forge Anew, but I kind of like the extra Equipper. I don't hate cutting like the second Surge since we're bringing in 3 other pieces of interaction, but it's pretty good too. So
what do you think of trimming the spear? Like I know we just saw Bowmaster, but how relevant do you think that is here?
I think it's pretty relevant because the matches I usually lose are when they get like a quick Oculus or Murktide down, and Spear letting you kind of race back has felt pretty important.
Okay.
I don't think Boots, because as we saw, like the boot Saga plan is so good against specifically them, so I don't hate cutting like either the Forge or maybe I think the Mantle's probably pretty soft in this matchup as well.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. It's either Mantle or Surge.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I would actually cut Surge before Mantle. And the reason
Sure.
is I think that Cutter is excellent and just zeros with Cutter is what you're trying to do.
Yeah. Cutter's really good. So, all right, I'm in. You didn't
I
really have to
guess
sell me that hard.
kind of a weird
Oh,
matchup. I was
that's
thinking about Mystical
true.
Dispute.
We don't actually know they're on eyeball, so maybe Cage isn't good. Um,
Mm,
yeah. If we'd seen like
I
Thought
think it's a
Scour,
fine
I
hedge.
don't think it'd be a question at all.
I think it's a fine hedge. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess we may regret it, but I almost wish we had Mystical Dispute for this matchup over Piers.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. The dispute would be quite nice. That being
I've
said,
been
I think the
really
matchup's
liking
just
that
good.
card. Yeah, no, it is. It is. I just like anytime I play against them and I'm looking to fight over the stack, the fact that you can counter Frog with the dispute is
It's
just
really good.
insane.
It's so
Like they'll
good.
go to do it on two, and then you counter the Frog, and their whole plan is just nothing. It's just like I'm gonna sit here. And you're like, well, I'm gonna get something through, and then you're gonna lose because that was your whole plan.
Seems right. Um, yeah. So one piece I actually wanted to call out too was like awkward. Obviously, we drew the cutter, so it's kind of a non-issue. Is with the Surveilland, it was pretty awkward to get Parlor when like a lot of times in this match I want the blue way more. Obviously not relevant because we just like also just raw drew the cutter, so so it doesn't matter.
Right,
Um,
right.
what do you
You
think
also have
about?
double fetch, so
Yeah, what do you think about holding off on the Saga until turn 3 and playing Cloud on 2?
interesting. You'd cloud before cutter.
I think so. It's close.
I think I would cutter first because we have forge.
Sure. Okay, I'm in. Okay, I was
But
like, did they keep
if
one
if
land?
they do threat, then it's a different thing.
Okay, we're shoving now. Yep. So yeah, let's get a Sacred Foundry tapped.
I think
Ooh.
now I just want to like. Oh yeah, that is nice too. I think I'm sagaing now. Actually,
Yeah. So do you want to go Saga Cutter, Saga Needle, or Saga Stoneforge? Why do we have so many choices?
yeah.
Last God called us
Okay,
variant
so
cumulonimbus.
I think I want to go Stoneforge
Okay.
because it forces them to use a resource. Like they either have to,
Oh,
like they could easily have fetch land, or they can. But if they discard a card, like I'm at least doing something so that and like if they want to just let us block, I think I'm happy to block too.
yeah. Do you
Um,
want to grab a? I assume you want to grab a hammer with the Stoneforge, yeah.
yeah,
I mean, we could very reasonably get another cutter too, right?
yeah. We also have cloud, so I think I want the first hammer
Yeah.
readily available.
I don't disagree with that. Yep. All right. You say Final Fantasy cards are ugly. I think this actually looks sick. All right, you have fatally pushed our Stoneforge. So this turn, I
See, like I'm
think,
so happy with that.
yeah, it's like, oh no, but someone told me that Steel Shaper's Gift was better than Stoneforge, but I've never seen a Steel Shaper's Gift get pushed. Um, so, oh, okay, well, um,
Now we have decisions
I know
again.
decisions are the worst. Uh, I I do think I want to get the needle down. I don't mind going
Okay.
Cori if they counter, we pierce back.
Do you need to pierce when you have the forgery here?
No, we don't. Yeah. Spider, why are you so smart? I had a long day at work. I also like I honestly forget about that line of text except for when like I'm playing against exactly Chalice of the Void. All right, I'm just gonna run out the
Like
needle
for
here.
chalice, you're ready to go. Yeah, this
Oh
is
yeah.
excellent. Like frog can't fly. Here's a blocker. I assume you're leaving it back. Yeah.
Probably yeah. If the needle resolves, definitely. If it doesn't, then probably not. If they counterspell
Watch they
needle,
brought in
okay.
consign.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah,
I
they're
thought
just
I thought they were gonna like fetch, consign, replicate, but I
both.
guess not.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're doing it now. Yes, I will still name Psychic Frog. Yeah, now I'll definitely just leave the guy back.
Yeah.
They have to
Just
use a
you must
removal
use another
spell.
spell.
Ugh, feels
Mhm.
so bad, man.
This is the only deck that I have looked to needle a frog. Like that's just never something I was ever interested in.
Right?
And it's kind of awesome. Like it shouldn't it seems like it shouldn't be good, but it's good.
Yeah, I mean, like it just being a big Ophidian that can't even fly is just so good. Can Ophidian fly? I don't even remember. It's been a while. Okay, so they shocked.
I
Okay,
That's really good.
yeah. So I mean, I don't think there's a world we're not just making a construct here, right?
Mm.
Like, I mean, I guess we can choose to not make a construct, and then we can go like Mopal, Cloud, Pierce, hold up Surge. I guess we can't hold up Surge and Pierce.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I think it's probably just construct, get
Yeah.
hammer, and then play opal. Is that where you're at?
We could also do this and see what happens. Um,
Yeah.
I'm
I guess you could just
inclined.
get opal here too.
That's what I was. Yeah, that's why I was like, maybe we can just chill. Yeah, now we can get Opal here. Um, we can float white mana, cast Opal, and then kind of go from there as well to just like trigger the cutter, which I don't hate.
I think it's actually just play hammer.
Okay, so just play
Like,
hammer, do nothing else.
yeah, yeah. So my logic is, again, we have the Fortune. So like, if they counter it, great. You also get the cutter token. Like, I think we want the cutter token, right?
I
Oh, I see, I
agree. Yeah,
see. So we'd have to do two things.
yeah. But I don't hate going cast hammer, cast mobile, trigger, get a guy, and then we can hold up surge or pierce. That seems pretty good to me. Yeah.
I guess if we're doing it that way, you should mobile first, right? You should float mobile hammer.
Yeah. We can also just float
You
blue and then we have
should.
the pierce up through. Yeah, okay, that seems fine. Lotus petal. I would like to keep this one.
Art's so good.
Dude, are you talking about cutter? Yeah.
I was talking about opal,
Oh,
but yeah,
also
that
that one,
too.
yeah. I guess like basically every card is pretty good. Um, yeah, I don't think we even attack. I think we just pass here.
Yeah, I think so too.
The fact that Frog just does nothing now.
I kind of am fine to just burn it.
The
Is that
surge,
crazy?
yeah. No, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
It's like we have so much interaction anyway. And it's not like the spell pierce is gonna tag a sure, all right. It's not like the spell pierce is gonna tag a meltdown at this stage, so
Oh my god.
holy shit. None of those were
All right.
cards. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a little crazy.
Yeah. So if we hit a 0 here, we get to cast Forge, cast 0, attack for 12, trample.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can have a card.
If we
Yeah.
hit land, I think I would just forge anyway with the plan of like,
Yeah.
well, I guess they probably would just, if they had counterspell, they would just count.
Yeah. That being
So you could
said,
just cloud?
I think clouding is fine here, yeah. And I think I do pierce just to trigger the cutter.
Yeah, I think so too.
Deal. All right. So we're not
One mana,
attacking.
make a 2/2 prowess.
Right? It's great. Yep. All right. So yeah, next turn, just shoving the forge. I think I
I
am
think I'm at a
blocking.
point. Oh, interesting. I was ready to not block. I guess
I mean,
they're gonna get two cards.
yeah, this does
I
stop the
just
Tameo from flipping as well if we block.
okay. All right.
It is
So
really bad if we don't hit a spell. Yeah, screw it.
yeah,
It's fine. Whatever. Oh, they're just gonna kill it anyway. Oh, okay, they're just drawing a card immediately. Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
fine.
like, I feel like we talked each other in the other's direction.
We did.
Just like it instantly flipped.
It's like, nah, I'm good. Okay. It is funny now because if they do have Flame of Anor, the card is worse now.
Yeah, right.
Another frog. That's fine.
It's whatever. Ooh.
Okay, that's pretty good. So we just lead with Sentinel. Yeah.
Yep.
Love that. All right. I always sack these incorrectly, but who cares? I think I will move that, and then just attack with both.
You can't move at instant speed, can you?
You can.
Oh.
On your turn, all equips are instant speed, but the first one is free. So yeah, I think we just attack both. Question is where?
I think they just attack with this one. Dome.
Yeah, we could also just attack with this one because they just eat it for free with the frog, or I guess they chump. They hug.
Yeah, they hug. Yeah. Well, they chump.
They don't chump because the Tameo, right? So it's a 1/2.
Oh, I see. Good. Yeah. In that case, maybe it's just the monk at the Tameo with the hammer.
I don't hate it.
Like, we're not killing them. We're presenting lethal next turn. I don't want them like getting out of the situation.
Agreed.
I also think it's pretty unlikely that they have a removal spell just because they burned through so many already.
Yeah, there's a lightning bolt that was discarded and they cast 3 fatal pushes.
I think they bolted.
Did they bolt something too?
A cutter token.
Oh, we've seen 4 pushes. Never mind.
Yeah, 4 pushes and a
Jesus.
And a bolt. So like they don't have much more.
All right. Oh,
wow.
Let's do this. Oh, cool. I didn't think we'd get that far. Oh, all right. It just worked.
Yeah, that was great.
What a game of Clue. The monk in the library with the hammer. I love it. Sometimes chat is great. Usually it's people from Evan's chat. Okay. So they do have 2 surveillance at least. Yeah, so I think I will board the cage back out.
Okay. Just because we haven't seen anything yet.
We don't need to worry about it. Deal.
I was gonna say I'm not sure we're gonna get there.
Exactly.
Beat me to it.
Forge was really nice there. Yeah.
Forge was good.
It's one of those cards where it's like, if it cost 2 and didn't reanimate equipment, I would probably play 2 or 3, but it doesn't do that, so it's really hard to justify playing more than like 0 to 1 copies.
Yeah, it's like 2 maybe in a rare world.
Right. I guess I've done it in the past, but it's a little different. Okay, well, this hand's insane, so I'm going to keep it.
That sounds great.
I have learned that anytime I don't fetch Sacred Foundry immediately, it was just always too cute. So I just always do this at this point. Because like I always immediately draw a cutter, and then I can't play my Saga on 2. Yeah. Like, what am I doing?
I think that makes sense.
Cool. Yeah, what is the 1-0 bracket? I don't know if you saw any of last week's stream, but it was it was rough, man. So domain?
It could be domain, it could be a control deck, it could be the white splash of Neoform. I mean, I think you're just always Saga Stoneforge, right?
Yep. Very, very easy decision.
Hammer.
I think it's get another hammer. I think getting a cutter is like very reasonable here as well.
I would go hammer. I just want to try to kill him.
All right, hell yeah, I'm in. Like if we did not have the paladin, I would get a cutter for sure.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay, maybe Samwise combo. How rude. Fine.
Okay.
Joke's on you.
Fine.
Didn't need it. All right, give me a Mox Opal so they die.
That would be sick.
Okay, it's not a Mox Opal.
So now is it just attack, make construct, or do you want to like just draw a card?
So I think kind of neither. It's either attack, make construct, or go Mesa, fetch, basic, cast hammer, hold up, surge. Then next turn we get to go grab Shadow Spear, hold up, surge, cast paladin, attack for 22, trample lifelink. I think I like that.
Hammer. First construct. So next turn you would have Saga Mana Float. So your line is better in terms of like you're not priced into getting another hammer. You could get something else. But my line gives us an extra piece of cardboard. So it's just like how much do you think that matters?
I think the likelihood of them having an interaction piece is pretty high, is kind of where I'm at. And I don't think
Isn't
the constructs matter. So that's kind of where I'm at.
just see, I would think interaction would make me want to make the saga more.
So I'm thinking specifically like maybe another Haywire Might, in which case I just want to have the Surge. For the record, I think both are defensible. This is just like what my gut says. Okay.
I'm not sure might changes anything for me, but I was thinking more about them having like a solitude. Oh, well now they're dead.
That's what I'm hoping. I will say this is an instance of me preferring Surge to Flare, I think.
Yeah, by a good bit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, get the Shadow Spear and kill you, which is like admittedly a pretty good line. We also are going to turn off hexproof on their stuff, right?
Oh, of course.
Okay, just making sure.
You know, I end up thinking of you every time I have like an Ornithopter or a Grazer in my deck. I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm attacking with this thing.
Oh yeah, it's about sending a message sometimes. Okay, so Needle and Cage both seem really good. And after that, I'm not totally sure. Probably Flare, because they could have weird stuff, and also it countering a Force of Vigor is pretty good. That being
I'm just
said,
looking at Magus.
their mana's pretty terrible. Like, you're not wrong. I think the main reason to not play Flare is because I think Sentinel's like pretty terrible, and I want to cut them if I can. I'm down.
Let me look up a Sand combo list.
Right.
Like, because I just don't know enough of what's happening to tell you. I think, okay, yeah, I think Sentinel definitely should go because they also play Bowmaster.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing really any Wrath effects or Solitude for that matter.
Okay.
Their mana does look heinous, so I like a couple Maguses. What are you needling?
You needle Viscera, or you can name the Cauldron Familiar, and then it can't come back with because it's an activated ability where it sacks the food to come back.
I'm just not sure how often that matters. Like how often I would actually get the needle to do that. But I almost want
unreasonable
consign just to like turn off random ETBs, but maybe that's nonsense.
I think I don't want consign if we're bringing in the Magus because our mana gets a little dicey. But I don't know. Sure, we'll try this. Okay. If Magus looks terrible, we will just play the. Well, I'll just bring in a couple flares and be fine with that. Okay, well, this is not a great hand.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost incredible. But
it's like a pretty mopey 6.
Yeah.
Like I just do you think we're beating them on the fair game? Like
not that fair. All right, I'm in with this one.
This is much better. Yeah.
So keep that. Probably bottom Hammer and Orton.
I kind of want the Ornithopter because of the cutter.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it's a question if we're trying to Saga or are you trying to cutter?
I think we can.
I think that's actually fine.
What if we just bottom the land?
Inkmoth Hammer?
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Cool. Yeah, just fetch shock on one cutter, cage probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then maybe they'll let it resolve and try to fetch up a Dryad Arbor and be very sad. Okay, well that's a nice one. All right. For anyone not in the know, Cage also stops Green Sun Zenith, which is a very common thing in that deck. It also stops like Birthing Ritual, stops Cat from coming back. Obviously, yeah, just all those nonsense cards. Kept on top. What the hell? Exactly, Last God. We will just draw land. Like I don't understand the question. Okay. All right. It is funny. This is one of the decks that makes me go, man, we should play Hushbringer because dying doesn't even trigger. Okay. Well, I'm going to cutter Thopter here.
Oh, wait. I want to get a I want a
Okay,
stone forge.
we don't need to worry about
Oh,
it.
okay. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
lovely.
Welp.
I think I would have stone forged because I'm hoping to draw land, and then we won't have white mana
Oh,
if
sure,
it's
sure.
not a plains.
That's reasonable as well. Was
But
also considering
yeah,
Stoneforge to get Paradise Mantle. Okay, well I think we're
mm,
it's not looking great.
depends what they hit here, but yeah,
Yeah,
we're kind of cooked.
that's fine. If they go Force of Vigor into combo, I'm okay with that.
I don't think they can just get a
That's
full combo here, can they?
no, they can't.
Yeah, made a 1/1.
Land. Okay, okay, I'll take it. I think we just go Cutter Thopter, yeah, because I don't
Yeah,
want
that's fine.
it to get like dumpstered.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so I mean, if we hit a land, we can potentially Magus, and then
Oh, I'd attack.
oh, you think attack? Okay. I don't think we're
Yeah,
winning the race right now. Is the problem?
I just like you have a block on one, and then if they like they're never gonna double block because they need their guy for the ritual. But I don't know.
Okay. Do we just trade off here?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. This only triggers on theirs, correct? You control.
Yeah,
Okay. At least there's that.
but it's creature or artifact. So like if they make a food,
Oh yeah, Karen Reed is national news, people. All right.
slightly bigger body.
Yeah, sure. I think I'm just gonna get a cutter. Shadow Spear is kind of the other consideration, or we could get the mantle. I don't hate that. Kind of in.
Interesting.
Um,
This sets up like Stoneforge for for cutter.
sure. Yeah, it lets us do that. It also lets us get to our third mana, so we can potentially Magus here.
Oh, I see. I see.
That's more what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can like next turn play mantle, equip mantle, Stoneforge, and then the next turn
Exactly.
Magus.
Yeah, I do think Magus is kind of not great because if they just like get a birthing ritual down, then it's like this didn't do anything. But it's worth trying, I think. Incredibly rude. Oh, okay.
I think do you not just mantle work in the mantle?
It's true. Yeah, probably just get the mana going if nothing else. Yeah, it's reasonable. I'm surprised they killed the monk and not the cloud.
Yeah, they don't. They're not afraid apparently.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Like, so if Magus were in play, then they're just birthing ritual every turn. They're
Yeah.
not doing anything else, which is maybe I don't know if that's good enough or not. It's kind of close.
All right. I think we're getting Cutter or Shadow Spear here. I think Cutter.
I think so too.
Yeah.
They both achieve trample, but one of them gets value.
Yeah. One also operates under a like oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's our Force of Vigor? I knew I misboarded.
The card that you're looking for right now would be Fury, I think. But
Unban Fury. That card was not the problem.
clearly not. Right?
That's not good.
Oh,
Okay. Yep.
Their deck sucks. Like, I'm sorry, their deck kind of sucks.
Ooh. I mean, we're just going Cutter Hammer here. I think we probably just play Magus, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
The other reason I'm playing Magus is because they might try to play around at game 3 when we board it out.
Yeah, they're going to now.
Yeah.
I also was like, yeah, we probably lost this game, but now they're gonna get slightly worse mana next game.
Exactly. At least now we're in their head. Oh. Okay, sure.
Kind of weird that they didn't just do that already.
So here's my thing about Fury. If Fury, like, if banning Fury meant that a lot of these cards were like all of a sudden the decks that quote unquote oppressed were like good now, okay, sure, but it didn't change shit. It didn't change anything.
I think Fury would be playable in and against energy. So like I think
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Oh, they're
fine
just
with
trying
that
to get all
though.
the triggers.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's just like inbreeding with hammers or with
yeah,
energy stuff. So you take
that's
2, 4, 5,
one, two, three, four,
6,
five,
7,
six.
8. It's a little scary. You kind
Yeah,
of have to
so
kill them next
that
turn.
was kind of the consideration for why I was like, oh, maybe we get a spear. But like, I don't know.
Yeah. If they hit Bowmaster, we done.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Dude, imagine if we had Hushbringers.
Oh, we die.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
super dead. All right, cool. Okay.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Shadow Sphere would have saved us either.
Nah, probably
But
not.
tough without the Sentinel.
I mean, we still
Maybe is it
have.
just
We're a little light, yeah. You want to bring in a couple of
is it just
Pierces?
meant to? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is maybe it's just supposed to be pierce, like you
I don't hate
pierce the
it.
ritual, you pierce the vigor.
Yeah, seems fine.
It's not like they don't have that many of them, but their cards are going to be impactful.
Oh man,
I think
I don't think we can
it's
keep this.
funny
This would be the
that
parlor.
Strand, yeah, and I think Parlor is actually really good here, but yeah,
I think it would be a trap. Um,
really,
yeah. Oh man. Oh, it's so close. I don't think we can keep this though either. Like we probably
yeah,
bottom 8. Yeah. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
it's pretty good.
Are we just bottoming Mopal Hammer here? Probably bottoming Cloud, right? Cloud Mopal maybe.
Cloud Mobile,
Yeah. I think I'm fine with that.
interesting. I guess Cloud would have been a cutter where we can't have that otherwise, but I think
Right.
we're kind of just like trying to kill them with this fortune.
Yeah. So the question is, are we playing Hammer on 1? I think we are because if we hit a 2-drop, we really want to play that off Saga so we can forge on 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. They kept
It's a solo
6.
where they like force the hammer. Like obviously we don't want them to do it to the saga as well, but having Fortune be the thing after that is kind of okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I would be fine
I don't
with unbanning Ponder if I felt like modern players could resolve it in any somewhat of a like reasonable time frame. Okay, well, yeah,
they
I'm
could.
gonna. Is it insane to just go like flat Stoneforge, grab like Cutter, and then next turn we can go Saga, Forge anew, equip attack, and that way we still like they
So
can't force us this turn, and it guarantees we get like max value out of the constructs or out of the Saga potentially.
yeah, I do like that because next turn they'd also be likely if they are going to force, they're going to force the saga with the mana on the stack, and then you'd be able to then forge anew to get back,
Yeah,
which is what we
it's
want.
pretty good. Yeah, and we are getting a Cutter, right?
I think so.
Yeah, card's real good. Just get the good card.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little worried that yeah, like a hammer's not gonna do enough.
Yeah. Are they just gonna birthing ritual right now? Okay,
Yep.
yeah, sure.
I mean, they're gonna get smacked, but
Yeah,
I
I
guess
mean,
that's fine.
sure. Okay.
You have a goose.
You traded your mana for a mana. I'll allow it. Ooh, that's nice too. All right, well,
I think that yeah, that's a next turn thing, right?
yeah. Unless they have the force here, which, all right. Okay.
Hmm.
So question is, are we playing like aid or cutter here?
I feel like it's still meant to be cutter. I guess we could wait and then just like Stoneforge it in if we're gonna do it.
Yeah, that's true because it doesn't get any
Um,
value. Yeah. All right.
yeah,
And then if
I
we
just
like
like I
rip
think
hammer, we get to go aid hammer crunch.
yeah, any one lets you get the thing.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Oh, we got a storm coming through. Simeon Spirit Guide did nothing wrong. That's not what anyone has ever said.
dude, I love Simeon Spirit again.
Yeah.
I didn't say it did nothing wrong, but I
Okay, there you go. There you go. I'm fine with that.
I mean, they did bring back Opal, so like
That is a different thing.
it's not really that different.
Are they besageing? Oh, bless.
Lovely.
Okay, I mean, yeah, all right. We have choices. Like, it is awkward because, like, the cutter is almost better here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you're equally likely to draw either.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm still on hammer. I think they just chunk,
Yeah.
and I'm fine with that.
Okay, yep. Let's do this. I'm gonna turn on a light. It's fucking dark. Yep, hate that. All right, so we want to find a shadow spear, which we can get a lot of different ways. They did shock,
Cutter as
probably so
well.
they can. Yeah, exactly. I'll take any one. Any of those. Does this target
I do like
each?
that
Ugh.
if you draw any creature, we can equip the boots and then like hammer whatever thing they don't block.
Are we dead? Pretty sure we're dead.
How do they sack it?
Oh, yeah, okay. So they don't have that yet. Okay.
Yeah, we're definitely in a precarious spot. Quite dead.
All right. It's not great.
That's terrible. Yeah.
I don't think we even attack, right?
No, I don't think so either. I think playing the 8 is probably fine.
Um,
But I guess like what's the
I don't think there's a
why we
reason
need to do it?
to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the reason to is if they like attack with Samwise, we block, and then if they kill the hammer, we can flash in the boots. There we go. We found the line. That's my thought.
I just like they could also just find a disenchant. They're always going to just disenchant hammer. So like I guess if they
Yeah.
draw force, then they could go hammer aid. But I think aid and fortune are basically the same thing here. So
Yeah. Um.
I mean you block right because it's free. Like
Yeah.
you're taking one either way, but
Yeah.
they have to use a food.
They like gain an extra life, which isn't relevant.
Yeah, this is another surveillance spot.
For sure.
I think you probably want one.
Like I said, I don't think it's unreasonable. I just can't do it anymore. Just can't. Okay. Assume they're tagging me. Yep, makes sense.
Yeah, one more damage. Can
Yeah. Yeah, we just need to find like Shadow Spear or one of the like 8 copies of Shadow Spear. Oh, that's pretty gross. They get to sack 3 food to return Boseiju to their hand. Oh, they're just doing it now? Okay, sure.
I guess because of protection spells, I guess.
Yeah. Alright, bricks off.
I think if they don't find a combo next turn, that is the turn that like, we have to do something. So like
Yeah.
I think we're getting in the territory of like paladin runner turn stuff.
Yes, agreed. Hmm.
I don't get that. Like I guess it's bowmasters. It's the punish.
Yeah, but like they flash in Bowmasters, I'm probably just playing the boots. Nah. We probably just take the one here.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Okay. So what did we find? Did we find a sack outlet? Sephiroth. That card's sick.
Not technically a sack outlet.
Right.
Oh, and they have a Boseiju ready to go as well.
I think they fired it off. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so like they make food with cat, put
Oh,
it
sure,
back,
sure. All right.
or with goose.
Well, when we mulliganed and they force a figured us, it was pretty good for them. Shocking.
What a concept. Yeah.
I know, wild. Those are definitely the games where it's like, man, I wish I had a bunch of surges, but it's fine.
Yeah, I think that's another case for Surge over Flare as well.
Yeah, I think if that kind of deck is more popular, then I think Surge is better and Flare is worse. But we shall see.
Yeah, I mean it's clearly not a real percentage of the metagame.
Yeah, not like Hammer Time.
I actually wonder who occupies more percentage of the meta.
Ooh, it's probably Samwise, honestly.
They have
Okay.
0.4%. Hammer is
Ooh,
0.6%. So you got them.
nailed it. I mean, I'm gonna keep this.
Yeah.
I think this person might be playing what's it called? Yeah, the four color. I don't know if they're on rec. All right, we'll do
I assume they're
this.
telling you because you're streaming and they were probably here,
Oh,
right?
okay. Yep, that's why. That's exactly why. I appreciate that. I think I'm just gonna hold the ornithopter here for sure.
Yeah, you just get an extra monk.
All right.
This is probably a bad matchup.
I would assume so. Yeah. Okay. Well, that helps. Um, I might just go
Saga,
like.
yeah.
So it's tough just because like if we go strand, well, yeah, I guess accelerating the hammer is the important part here. Yeah.
Yeah, like I want the value, but I do think you just need to hit a hammer to get it in play before they can overwhelm
Yeah.
you.
The other piece is we can still just give up the construct next turn and just go cutter boots double trigger attack with
Yeah,
three dudes.
right.
Yeah, so we're not actually giving up that much, just one construct, but monks are arguably better anyway, so
Kind of close. And
yeah.
I just think you want to get it going and you have the choice of like, am I gonna make the construct or am I gonna make the monk?
Yep. Whoa.
What what?
Whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, draw a card, gain 1 life, put a counter, tap, add X, where X is its power, only to cast creature spells with mana value 4 or greater. Okay, I was like, oh, is there a Karuga we missed? There is not a Karuga we missed.
Oh,
Okay.
you kind of get to actually
Yeah,
get an extra
we
pacing
do.
point.
We do love that for us. Yeah, and just cast the Ornithopter. Sure, whatever. Put it here. Yes. Yes.
Oh, actually, what's going to happen is whichever one they block, you're going to kill, right?
Yep,
Like that's
exactly.
actually what happens.
We put the boots on one they're not blocking, and it still gets eaten by prowess, right?
Depending on where they block you.
I mean, I'll put it here.
Doesn't, yeah, whatever.
It's possible we were supposed to put it here anyway in case they like Solitude and their dude doesn't survive. Okay, cool. Love that for us.
I think you wouldn't want to do that because if they had Solitude, they just do it in response.
Yeah.
So it like doubly saves the guy.
Don't like this. Wrath.
Yep. And we lose.
Yeah, almost certainly. All right. Let's see what we draw.
Tough.
All right. Well, I'll take it. Honestly, like whatever. Just.
It's go time.
Yep. All right. Let's do it. So yeah, that's why there's no Karuga.
That card's definitely worth it.
Yep. I hate it. I hate it so much. I agree. This Cori card is very good. And then they Wrath, and you're like, that card is a war crime. I hate it so much.
That's what they got to do. They got to put Wrathus guys into standard. That's what.
There we go. We found the line. Give me a meltdown in standard. Okay.
They try with their temporary lockdowns, and then they just bounce them over and over.
All right. Well, I'm gonna assume they won't draw anything for 10 turns.
All right.
That's the line, right?
Yeah, I mean you're supposed to. It's one of those like you're very unlikely to win, but you just kind of go for it.
Yeah. We got dreams, everybody. We got dreams.
Okay. I also don't really know what their deck has, so I think playing on actually does have some value.
Agreed. Okay. I mean, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. I'll get a Cori back.
Dude, this Forge card has been...
How rude. Okay. It's still a 2-for-1. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Oh, no. We don't get to attack with Ink Moth. What was I doing?
I think
Yeah, I'm
I
good.
I'm like almost interested in Forge Anew #2 so far. Like it's a
Right.
little,
I will
you
say
know,
you're not wrong. So these cards all seem really good. Like I think their mana is actually terrible. Well, they're the Galv deck, right? So Magus might not be.
yeah.
Ornithopter is terrible though. Like, do you want a Pierce as a treat?
I think that's fine.
Sure.
I can't. I mean, like, there's Consigning a Solitude. I'm trying to think what else it would even do. Magus, maybe. You could do
Yeah.
like a Miser Mag. I think it's either like Miser Magus or First Pierce.
I think I'll do first Pierce. If I hadn't seen Galv, different story. But I did see Galv.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, this is a keep.
Yeah. It's a slow hand, but yeah. Interesting.
All right.
I might have just not played the hammer.
I'm hoping to draw a 2-drop. Okay. It's not terrible. I think we're just sagaing here.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of terrified that they're just gonna go Wrath the Skies
Get
now.
fucked.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
That was nice. That was good.
All right, Surge, let's go. Yeah, I'm not like
It's so
high on our
weird.
chances against the Force of Vigor Wrath of the Skies deck, but like I don't know. Okay. Um yeah, I think we just pass here.
I might fetch in response
Yes,
to them
absolutely.
fetching.
Absolutely.
Like I don't know what nonsense they have, but if they just like kill the saga in response, I'm very sad.
Agreed. It's just like not worth it.
Like I don't know what I'm playing around, but just do it because.
Here's a Wrath. Sure. All right. Honestly, not that bad for us if we hit a land too.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, sure. No reason to. All right, whatever.
Yeah, I think you just. Yeah, I agree.
It was actually tempting to run out the
Paladin.
Paladin last turn for the Flare of Fortitude reason.
Yeah, I guess you did have Forge already,
Yeah.
so there was some redundancy. I'm I tend to be pretty conservative with them too.
Do you want to run out the Paladin here? I think we just try to draw a card.
I think I attack first.
Is there anything they could have? They're not playing an Ice Fang Coatl deck, so yeah, all right. I'm in. All right, I'm down with Cutter here. Ooh, card.
I guess the counter argument was if
Sure.
we drew 0.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I accept.
That's wild.
Okay. I'm not like hyped about this, but I think we just go like aid, hammer, make a dude. Maybe not.
Um,
I think we do, right?
would you ever just like, oh yeah, yeah, no. I mean, we can't equip yet, but I think it's fine.
Yeah. All right. It's like my kingdom for a 0.
Yeah, like any artifact is so good.
Yep. Ooh. I'm ready.
They tap out for it, especially. So
Right.
okay,
So I think we
it's
just solitude now.
to
Or
make a
flare here.
difference.
Um it means I can't target our guys as all.
I mean, they're gonna target. They target both. We'd flare one. Like
Sure.
I don't know. I don't think there's a difference between the two.
Agreed. And now we can block. That's pretty sick.
It's true. People hate attacking first.
I'm blocking, hell yeah. Indestructible,
Easy.
baby. Look at this monk standing up against like the new god of machines.
The Big Ben.
I think we're supposed to just pass here.
Interesting. I almost feel like we're behind enough where I just want to play Paladin.
So what does playing
But
paladin
I
get
guess
us?
it gets us.
Yeah,
Okay, so we
Rancid.
draw Hammer next turn. You get an additional body as the difference. So like if you draw Hammer, otherwise you can't equip it at all next turn, right?
Can we not? Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay.
How,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Flare of Fortitude does say until end of turn, my life total can't change.
so we didn't have to block.
Yeah, but we got to, and that's the important part.
Right, right. It's all about sending that message.
Exactly. Okay. Well, now we're fucking dead.
Yeah, for sure.
Just
I
kills
suppose
non-basics, right?
land.
Well, now we don't have any lands.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I think I'm a little behind
Oh,
slightly.
sure. Let me. They played an Obsidian Charma.
Yeah, yeah. No, I saw it like right as
Oh,
I was
okay.
saying it. It's like, oh well, never mind, I guess.
Incredibly dead. I won't lie. This has not been like a very honest like cross section of the meta.
It really hasn't
So when we play
on
against
any end of it.
like 4-color Samwise, what was the first deck? Oh, Frog. That was the
That was,
pop.
that was
That's
Frog. That
yeah.
was
That's
the
a
real. Yeah,
real. As in, people will play it. No one should,
yeah.
but they do.
It's so weird to me. Frog players are just a whole other breed. It's
They
like
are, man.
they think their deck is the best deck in the format, and everybody else thinks their deck is garbage.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a pretty easy keep, right? The question I have is, are we playing Spear on one? And I think the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was wondering if you played Saga on one.
I don't think there's a world we can possibly make a construct on two unless we hit exactly a 0, right?
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. Like I kind of think in the generic, I'm interested in the quick kill sooner than the construct, but I could be wrong.
Well, I was thinking next turn, if we go Spear, we can go Inkmoth, Animate, Mox Opal, Cast Cloud, get a hammer.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
I'm down for that. And if something weird happens, then we can Audible. But I think, yeah, Frog
Yeah.
versus Frog is such a weird matchup. I would agree. That's their best matchup, right? The mirror. Okay,
Well,
well,
now you don't have to do all the
yeah,
fancy stuff. You just get to
go Saga Stoneforge, yeah.
yeah, yeah. And
Uh,
this is why Stoneforge is so much better than Cloud.
yeah, I mean, I agree. So if we, I'm just trying to think, is there a world where we can kill with Inkmoth on two if we play Inkmoth instead of Saga? So we can go Inkmoth, Stoneforge, go grab Hammer. Next turn, Saga, Animate, using the Saga mana, cast Paladin. If we hit a Mox Opal or a Paradise Mantle off the top, we can kill.
It's pretty cute. I think. Like, do you need to kill, or do you want to get Saga rolling?
I think we can just get Saga rolling. But it's like, can we do it, though, is the question. I was like, are you ready to get consigned? I'm ready to get consigned.
Yeah, consign the Saga trigger, not the Stoneforge trigger.
No, absolutely. I mean, we have the Saga to go get a hammer. Yeah, but still can just get a hammer.
So can just kill them.
Killing them is pretty good.
I guess actually, I'm looking at their land, and I'm like, if they are Neoform, your line was better. Like,
Ah, no! I'm a fool.
well, the good news is you're not going to get to draw.
Exactly. There you go. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. We're gaming.
Living End, or do you play Generous End in that deck?
You do play Generous End, so it could be either. But
Okay. I think
I think it's.
I would guess Neoform for sure. So
I don't think Living End plays two henchmen. There's no way.
probably not. So Inkmoth, Opal, Hammer. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. I guess we lead with Hammer though, right? Yep. There's the consign.
It's real bad for you.
So we can animate, cast. Probably.
I think it's pure steel.
I agree.
Like they don't really have much removal, and it's going to be difficult for them to pact and then consign. So
That's my
like,
hope.
if they
Yeah.
are pacting, then like I would rather get the pure steel not pacted.
Agreed. All right. We didn't draw when we needed to anyway, so it's fine.
The thing about Neoform is their deck does have a very real fail rate. Like there's a real chance that they just like
Mm,
don't. I mean, yeah, like they can just do it, but there's also times where it's like, oh, I didn't draw the thing after
for sure.
surveil.
Okay. And it's the Griselbrand. Okay.
They're gonna pass the turn, but
Love
it's
that
our
for me.
job to try to, yeah, like they're gonna probably try to put like a rider in play, have a pact up, maybe a consign up. I mean, they have to find a consign for their own pact. So there's always a chance that they just die, that they don't find the pact,
Huge fan of that.
or that they don't find the consign rather.
So we're floating mana, getting a hammer, probably casting Cloud.
Mm-hmm.
Um, getting another hammer likely. Curious if there's a way we
Yeah.
can Ink Moth kill.
Oh, I see. Like 20
Yeah,
plus
just 20,
21 power
21
on them.
trample, in fact.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't find a rider. Oh, they didn't even go any deeper. It's funny.
Okay, so yeah, float mana. Yeah, get a hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't imagine it's anything else. Ooh, we get to draw a card too. I always forget about that part because usually
You don't
the
get to do it.
8 mana ritual is good enough for me. Yes, I would love to. Okay. So Cloud, grab hammer, cast hammer, and we can kill with the Ink Moth.
Can attempt to, yeah.
Yeah, I guess they can technically besage you, right?
Yeah, they can besage you, or they have to like they're gonna burn a consign or a pact here.
Okay, so they have to have 2 consigns in their hand. Because they
Yes.
have to
No,
counter.
no, no. They replicate.
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It does get the well. Anything would get the chump actually.
Yeah. So I mean, we can definitely do this for free. We attack with Stoneforge. Attack for 12. They effectively go to 18. Take 4, so they actually have more life to play with.
Well, so they'll draw 7, but they're gonna lose the Grizzlebrand.
Well, oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
Whereas if
So
you do that, like they could just attack and then
yeah, okay.
activate again.
Yeah, no reason to use the Ink Moth. So
Yeah.
we could put everything on the Paladin.
Oh, just one more damage.
Which does that
That's
matter?
correct. I think it does. I think it's right.
Sure.
Because like I also think there's a chance that okay, there's a chance that they try to kill you next turn by doing the Xenagos thing. So
Yeah. Okay.
I think I walked it back. I think you're
Yep.
gonna just like suicide Stoneforge in.
Mm-hmm. I am cool with that. And then play the Ornithopter, move everything to the Ornithopter, yeah? I guess play out both Ornithopters.
Yeah.
I don't
Like, I think the life
yeah. Could we
plus
attack
the
with both?
re-equip is
I don't
no.
think we can.
No.
No, because they just block the Paladin, eat it, gain 8. Yeah, okay, no. I was like, why didn't
Yeah.
I consider that? Oh, yeah, because we die. Okay. They have the Besaju as well. Be pretty gross. Yep. Jeez, all right.
Well, you're probably good.
It sure looks like it.
Yeah. I think you're actually technically at enough life to not die
I do like that part.
because you can block the Grizzlebrand and then you're at 24 plus the life link. But I mean, yeah, it's not good.
Yep. All right. This. All right.
Oh, and they got another 15.
Yeah, that's kind of the other problem, right? Well, I'm extra glad we didn't attack with the Paladin.
Yeah.
Yep. Did they get to keep 7 too? They did. That's insane. That's a really good 7.
Yeah, it's quite good. They didn't actually do it on 2, so it actually could have been better.
You're right.
Yeah. The mirror does involve the consign triggers.
That's
silly.
awesome. Yep.
You have to like replicate it yourself because you're worried that they're gonna alternatively pact or like dispute or fail
Sure.
whatever post board. So
Why
it
not?
gets real silly.
Yeah, it sounds correct. Thank goodness we have the Neoform expert.
Yeah, hey, I get
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
I don't know how I feel about that being me now, but it's all right.
Hey, better an expert in something than nothing.
That's true.
Yep, here's another one. Sure, sure.
See, every time I play that deck, I'm like, why would I be doing anything else?
No,
Like,
I get it.
why wouldn't you be doing what they're doing right now? You know?
Okay. Do they have? Yeah. Okay. So they have the. I mean.
So 26. Oh, they're gonna put more things. They'll put.
What you got for me? I think that's good enough for me.
Yeah, yeah. I get
Okay.
it.
All right. So I like a couple consign. I like all the Pierces. Cage, obviously. These six for sure.
What are you trying to consign?
You can consign the ETBs because Gristlebrand's the only thing that gets something without the trigger.
Yeah, I guess my concern is that they're going to prioritize Grizzlebrand if they can only get one thing, unless they can just kill you. Then, in which case, like we may not have the mana up.
Okay.
And then the final part is they're going to bring in Elish, so that's another thing to get with no trigger. I guess the wrinkle is if you're trying to like needle, like because needle could potentially like if you needle Grizzlebrand plus consign might do it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I would needle.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not high on Needle. These were like the six that I like. I think Surge is great, obviously here. I think
Yeah.
largely cutters are not very good. I think flares are not where you want to be. What else do we want to cut?
Frankly, I think I would just trim a consign before anything else.
I mean, a Sentinel maybe seems pretty bad.
I think consign is worse than you realize.
Okay.
I'm almost interested in Flare does protect your like everything, right?
It protects all my permanents, yeah. And my life
Yeah,
total
so
can't
like I think
change.
I'm kind of interested in Flare, like in particular Flare to stop. Like if you can just protect a cage, we're going to win the game.
Okay. So like all the flares, cut all the cutters, and then like
Yeah, and here's where it's like, do you want to get rid of like Forge Anew or something?
probably boots. Those do not seem very good.
Okay.
Mostly because if we get a Saga to 3, we're just getting cage every
Yeah.
time. I mean, we keep this hand. I think the question is, do we shove Saga Hammer on 1?
I think yes.
I think, yeah, all right, I agree. I guess we
Like
probably play the
you need to
Thopter
get
too.
yeah, for sure. Like if you draw 0, then you just like smack them.
Yeah, we draw Mopal
We like
specifically.
close our eye. Yeah, we close our eyes and pretend that there is no force of order.
No, the card's not real.
Can't hurt us.
All right.
I think Hammer now also is better to try to play around consign.
Agreed.
Like just getting it out some nuisance. They kept 7.
Yep. Why wouldn't they?
Right.
Have you not been on the stream? Have you seen how our opponents have drawn? Our frog opponent drew all 4 pushes.
Yeah.
Thankfully, their deck's terrible.
But yeah.
So it doesn't matter. Yeah, give me a Mopal, please. Is it insane to just play Sentinel here? I don't think it's insane.
I don't know that it does anything.
It could potentially draw us a card, and that card could be Flare.
Yeah, I just think that they're likely to get Grizzlebrand on the first go around. I think I would just Stoneforge, extra Hammer, because they might consign your Saga trigger as well.
Sure, but then we're drawing more cards off Sentinel, right?
I mean, I'm just trying to kill them. Like I don't.
Oh, sure. All right.
I'm saying they're like either they're going to turn to you, in which case none of this mattered, or they've kept like interaction plus like dig, right? So if that interaction is consigned, then this plays around that, and if it's force the bigger we were got either way, Yeah, I think we can like have to sort of do the kill you line.
It's reasonable. All right, well, they haven't shoved yet. So that's
I
good news.
sometimes you play that deck, and at least for me, it takes me a little time to parse what my hand actually does. And I'm
Sure.
like, oh, wait a minute, like here's this MDOC, here's a generous, and like here's a pact. Like you have to like, okay, this is this, and this is this, and if I put it all together, you lose.
Rancid, I don't think we want Magus because it's just like too slow and it doesn't interact on the axis we need it to.
Yeah,
Oh, bless, bless, bless.
they also play both forest and island,
Island,
so they
yeah.
can still neoform.
I mean, we're getting a cage, right? Like, this is not a question. Yeah, I
Is
mean,
Cage better than Hammer? I guess they could pact the paladin. So yes, okay.
yeah. All right, well.
I do attempt to just murder them though.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah, all right, well. Start here.
I like that. That equip is clean. It's really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, them shutting off Metalcraft is not what I want.
This is a good turn for us. It's like
Yeah.
present lethal and put up interaction.
Yeah, it's about as good as we can hope for, I think. The only thing we're missing is the flare also. Flare?
And flare.
I mean, I'll take that.
It's like so close to being flare.
I do think we split here.
Because of like Floodmaw or something.
Yeah. I think there's just very little reason to not split.
Granted, I think I would only bring Magus on the play, and I think the bigger issue is that we need to go as fast as we can. Like we're not allowed to slow down. So I think that's the issue.
It's also tough because we really want Spell Pierce up, so we really want to fetch a Hallowed Fountain. All right, can I attack? Please. It is kind of funny because if they do Force of Vigor and they don't tag a hammer, they can't actually draw cards with Gristlebrand. Or if they don't tag like both hammers.
Right.
And they can't Force of Vigor to tag both hammers and the cage because that's not how the card works.
I think if they have it, they're hitting probably hammer cage and trying to work around things.
Is it into the Floodmaw and I'm going to feel so smart? I feel so smart!
Love it.
Oh, let's go. Go, my little ornithopter. Yeah, I mean, we can move one to the paladin. Seems fine. Okay, that one's fine. Hedge maze, sure.
Hedge maze is a good sign.
Yeah. It's like, all right. It's not a sign of strength. Let's go.
I've really been on the fence with that deck of if you're supposed to play the third hedge maze or not. It's odd. Like most decks don't want that amount of surveillance.
Is it insane to bring in Needle because it is just a artifact that we can name like Beseiju with?
I mean, they
like
play
maybe
like
over
one
the forge.
Beseiju.
I guess for me it's more I want more ways to turn on turn 1 Mopal for Spell Pierce.
Okay. Is it better than Boots?
I don't know. that's my answer. Probably not. Whatever. All right. No Equipper. Definitely not keeping. They kept 7. So super duper not keeping. I think I'm keeping. This doesn't do shit, right?
No.
Yeah.
I'd go to 5. Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay. I don't think I'm going to 4.
No, I think I'm going to 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this hand doesn't have an Equipper and it doesn't have interaction. I mean, I think this hand's weirdly better. I think we're just likely to lose anyway, so it's fine. So Flare, Surge, and Aid? It might be Aid because if we keep the Ornithopter, it turns on turn 1 Mopal.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not good.
It's really not.
It's like really bad. But I think it's better than the other hands we've seen, so I accept. I mean, all right.
Yeah.
I don't think we play out the hammer. I don't think there's a reason to. I will play out the Ornithopter. I really wanted to draw one of my 9 fetches instead of my one of my 3 basics.
Yeah, that is how that works a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like so often, any fetch deck, I'm like, wow, whatever land this was would be so much better if it was just the fetch.
Yep. Yeah, they just got to keep 7 3 times. All right.
Yeah,
That's good
a
enough for
little
me.
crazy.
No, Evan didn't show up, but we did play against the Force of Vigor Wrath of the Skies deck, and then the Samwise deck, which was really good at drawing their Force of Vigors.
Yeah, it really was just Force of Vigor over and over, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We can rally. We can still rally.
Exactly. Well, if Moto isn't crashing.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's a big ask, I guess. No, okay, we're in. We're in. All right, give me my 50 PPs.
You're asking for a 2-3. Wow, I'm over here like we could get the 3-2.
That's impossible.
It is now, I guess. It is now.
Yeah. Now that they did the reality,
It actually updated.
Yeah, I generally do like the Neoform matchup, but yeah, when they keep 7s and they kind of have it all, yeah, you're toast. That's fine. That's kind of the upside to that deck, right?
I mean, I think like they're like a perfect 7 for them. I think just beats anything.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but I'm not sure. Like I think I would prefer to be on their side of the table in the matchup.
I think I would
Maybe it's
prefer to be on
close.
which side of the table is on the play.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I guess like I think that it's easier for them to do turn 2 thing than it is for you to turn 2 kill.
Sure. That's reasonable.
Which is why I would give them the edge. But like you do get interaction post board where, they're not gonna bring in like Veil or Dispute against you.
It's true. I guess they can, but yeah.
They should.
Correct. All right. Now, give me a land. And because we do not have Elegant Parlor in our deck, any land will do. I do not
No
have to be
specification.
specific. Exactly. All right, what do we got? It's looking like Boros. Did it finally happen? Yeah. Oh.
They finally gave it to us.
Oh my god. All right. Perfect. Let's go. All right, they're going to Thraben Charm the Aid. We're going to get to convert the Surge. Let's go.
They might, actually.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame them. Seems like a fine play.
What their hand is that they're keeping, that they're like, you know what? I don't need to do anything until turn 3.
Yeah, I'm curious too. Maybe it's Hammer.
Oh, God. It could be.
Spyro, sure. Not exerted. Fair enough.
They're going to just discard Flage.
No, Ragavan Gelf.
No.
I'll take it.
What does that mean? Like they drew Ragavan this turn?
Must have.
I guess.
Okay.
This is...
I mean, I'll play. I think we play out the Opal here, just to not go to discard.
Yeah.
And then probably EOT Flash in Hammer. Yeah.
I think I've identified the problem of how you play against Boros.
Oh, I never draw a land ever.
Yeah, like, come on.
It's not a good plan, admittedly. Okay.
Not a good plan in a lot of places.
Would you like to pay 3 energy? All right, you would not. Yeah. Honestly, I'll take it.
That's actually good.
I think I'm like very tempted to just go Hammer here.
I think it makes sense. They might have interaction. Like they're very likely to have a piece of interaction.
So if we
flash...
like,
I think you're still supposed to do it just to get the mana. Yes.
Well, I'm thinking so.
It's just like they're just gonna kill in response. Like they're like if they realize what they're doing, they're gonna kill with it on the stack.
So we flash in the Hammer. They respond by shooting. When we do force them to sack almost their entire board, right?
I think it's very likely that they're gonna like discharge plus sack 2 dudes, but I don't know that waiting gets better for us.
We can also jam the Stoneforge here. I don't hate that. We can grab like a Shadow Spear. We can also grab a Paradise Mantle.
Almost could just like put the cutter on the Ornithopter and see if that makes them do something.
Yeah, I don't think that's unreasonable either. We might get the Mantle just to make sure our Mopal stays online.
It's fine.
Yeah, I don't hate it. Okay. Drawing
it
a land would have been cool.
Yeah, like, I think your line is actually really good here, getting the 0, like both because of cutter considerations, but also we can just force sacks or we get more mana, and more mana is a huge deal right now.
Yeah, makes sense. Cool. Yeah, Paradise Mantle's this card that like it just does so many weird little things that I'm just like I'm never cutting this card again.
Really good with cutter as well.
Yes, yeah, it just makes a dude. Okay, second bombardment. I think that's what like the best draw we could hope for.
I don't understand why they would even play it.
Yeah, I don't know either. I do know I might block the elemental with a Stoneforge.
Yeah, I like that.
Like, gotta sacrifices either way.
It just like forces an activation now.
Yeah. Oh, okay, deal.
They sacked it to
Yeah, I don't. I
I
don't know.
don't why.
Whatever. Maybe.
Sometimes simpler is better, opponent.
Yeah, maybe sending a message is my guess.
Okay. I guess it is that.
All right, you have slain my Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, I all of a sudden really like our spot. If they nuke the Ornithopter, that's actually not even okay. Yeah, sure. Oh, I'm glad I got the mantle.
We're like weirdly in it now.
Yeah. All right. If we draw a land, we're so in it. I mean, we won't do that, but we could have been so in it.
Oh my god.
I think I am just
Yeah.
gonna cast another Stoneforge here.
Yeah, I like it.
I will get probably a Shadow Spear here, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, we have cutter already.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I guess there's a world where we like want to do both next turn.
Yeah. It's mostly like, do we want another hammer? I think we want the spear because I think that's how we most likely lose if we get another turn
Lifelink
anyway.
stuff.
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
like chip shot us down.
I don't. I think it's pretty hard for them to kill you next turn, right?
I'm hoping.
Like Flage is 8 damage if they sack everything. I guess they can. They actually have activate like sack Pyro and then get tokens. Like this is actually much better for you.
Yeah.
Like I think the tokens mattered a ton.
Yep. And I can't imagine I'm blocking here.
No.
Yeah. All right. Take 5. Yeah.
Yeah, your Shadow Spear pick is looking better right now. Well,
We'll see.
I guess Hammer would just kill them. You know, I don't know.
They took our Inkmoth Nexus. Honestly, I don't even care what land it is. It is funny that like they have to pick up the Ragavan now too.
Yeah, like either they use it or lose it.
Right. And if they use it to kill the Stoneforge, like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind
Sure.
of fine. Like if they do that, assuming we draw land, if they did that, I would just Cutter and Shadow Spear.
I
But
agree.
they have to do that, and we also need to draw land.
Right. Another Mopal would also do it. Okay, so they're killing the Stoneforge.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
I think this is just much less safe than if they'd left up Spyro.
Agreed.
God. Oh, it's brutal.
It's kind of impressive. So I think we just go. So if we play Sentinel and they go untap, unearth the Spyro, or whatever, make the 2 tokens, they can then fly the guide, puts us to 2.
Sack
If they,
Murder.
yeah, so if they do it perfectly, then we die. But if they put like multiple triggers on the stack, we can surge and not die. So I think that's what we're banking on. Considering we did not the next land was 16 cards down. Maybe 15. Like, all right.
I think that there's a non-zero chance that they just try to target the Sentinel as well.
I could see that for sure. Yep.
Oh,
They figured it out.
I don't know why they sacked that one first, but yeah.
Yeah, that seems like the best one to keep. All right, we get to bring in these.
Mhm.
And then Needle. I generally like just cutting the Ornithopters because sometimes I draw lands. Yeah. Like board out super low impact cards, keep everything else. What are your thoughts?
I think that's fine. I guess my only comment would be that Ornithopter flying is actually quite relevant in the matchup.
Okay.
Like, is there a, I guess you just can't cut white cards when you're bringing in Flare, though.
You
Like, I was
generally
thinking
don't.
about trimming on Cloud, and I think like this is also the cutter matchup. Like, this is why you want a card like that.
Yeah.
So I think I agree with your boarding.
Ooh, all right. Also, if we had drawn a land literally the entire game, we win easily. So, okay, in we have 3 lands. That's so many. That's basically a flood.
Oh god,
All right, all right. Yeah.
painful.
Would like a surveil, but I'll accept this. The question is, what are? I mean, we're just going Stoneforge. Grab a hammer. The question is, are we going Saga or Mesa? And I think it's Saga here.
Yeah, leaning Saga as well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do we just cut or Mopal now?
Oh, interesting. Actually, I think yes.
Seems pretty
Like force them to
good.
do something to get the monkey through. Yeah, I like that. I think I'm still Sagaing.
So like
Is that like
my consideration to not Saga is if we wait, we can go Stoneforge, grab hammer, cast hammer, hold up surge. And if they have like if they have like
Right.
wear tear, it's pretty bad to Saga. I think I like this, but I think it's also pretty close. But I do like this part.
I sort of think there's a chance that you get them to Wrath the Skies you to get Opal, Saga, Monk. And like obviously you're not happy about that, but I would sort of rather they do it now than also get like Hammer that you've tutored.
Okay. That's fair. Because I have the forge, I'm like more open to this being fine, I think.
Yeah.
Right. So now, right, they took another ink moth. They're really good at hitting ink moth.
Yeah. Yeah. Monkey is just a missile just targeted directly
Stealing
at
bugs.
Wow.
Johnny, sure. It's kind of a nice one. That's
It's like almost what you want, but
yeah,
not quite.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I guess it'll be what we want next turn.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'll grab a hammer. I'll cast a hammer. I'll get an idiot. I will not attack. That's an ambitious attack. Trade for your
really
cat,
is.
flip your Johnny for you. You're welcome.
Take one.
Get him. Yeah, that's right. Taste it. Taste the rainbow. Oh, all right.
This matchup is odd because I feel like a lot of the time, like you have games where one of you is just clearly in the driver's seat and the other one is just kind of like there. And it's like you're gonna die.
Yeah,
But we also have ones like this where we're like sort of behind a lot of it until they're just dead.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
so like I sort of like this is the pivotal turn of are they going to like Wrath or Wear Tear or whatever, and if they don't, they're gonna lose.
Yeah, and of course I'm gonna
That's
throw the monk here because I
yeah,
care about Stoneforge for flare purposes.
yeah.
Also, I don't know about this monkey attack.
That's a I think that's a bad attack.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
I guess I would do that if my hand was like a bunch of monkeys.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
But if they're doing anything other than
bunch,
monkey right now, then I'm
just a bunch of monkeys. Okay, there we go. Sure, sure.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, all right.
You
Pretty
deduced
bad.
it. Cutter is a good card. Breaking news. Okay. I mean, easiest paladin of my life. Yeah, paladin,
Yeah.
equip. Yeah,
We even get to make a construct still if you want to.
we do. I'm gonna hold up the surge, but
Yeah, but I do think you're meant to shock.
yeah, I agree. I mean, hammer here. Now, if they like kill the paladin in response, we can also just let that go. Cast like use 2 mana to just move the cutter, and then cast surge. I might still protect the
I
paladin.
think I would, yeah, I think I would just surge anyway.
Yeah, paladin's real good.
What are they doing?
Looks like a
Who's this Raven Charm?
march.
Oh,
Okay, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And we get a dude.
Dude
Yes.
is free. Actually, it probably now just, well, does it go on the monk now?
I think so. Monk's just bigger.
It's like, yeah, it's 1 more damage.
Yeah, now I think I won't shock.
Yeah, there's no need to.
Can we attack with the Stoneforge for free? I guess we can attack with the paladin instead now because he is the
instead
biggest.
of
Yeah, because the
the monk is
Ragavan.
the same size.
No, the monk's a 1/1 base. Right?
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
And because Ragavan won't deal any damage to the paladin, this is fine. We can move everything post combat anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's nice. That's like a real corner case kind of thing.
So I think we can attack with the Stoneforge too, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, put him to 1. In. All right, go to 1.
It's like stinks of a Rana.
That it does.
Or
But
they, I mean, maybe it's like they just have to draw it or they lose.
yeah, that makes sense. Put that there. That's fine, whatever. Now we have a blocker. Let's play this tapped.
Was there ever a world where you hold the cutter to try to play around a Wrath?
I don't think so, because the Forge plus any spell will also do it. I guess we lose the Saga and the Mopal, but it's like they also have to blow up their own Ajani. I guess now they can't like even fetch. Okay, Flage is fine.
I think Flages they lose.
Yes. I guess they can tag the cat if they want to flip the Ajani and then die. Like
I guess this might be if they have a fetch, like the Flage unlocks a fetch, and then they could have like static prison.
Yeah, true.
Otherwise, I think they're toast. They'll just
So,
speak it into existence.
If they have exactly static prison for the hammer, okay. Well, let's see what they hit, right? Because the Forge Anew just blows this out too.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're doing that. So yeah, they're just super toast.
They lose. Yeah, I guess Forge Anew was always gonna get you to be fine, right?
Yeah.
Just always.
Yep. This card's really good. You can cast a Surge of Salvation. I'll allow it.
Nice surge.
Right. All right. So float mana. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Does this matter? They have 0 cards in hand. Don't think it matters. So
it does all.
I'll just get another hammer then.
And now you get to decide if you want to equip Cutter or if you want to play Aid and make a monk.
You know what? That's style. You're right. I was thinking just equip Cutter, equip Hammer, because we could just pay. But this is funnier.
Yeah.
And I do love a good funny.
Sending the message.
Exactly.
I like how you wait. Like you're still like, no, I got to do it in combat.
We have to do it technically correct.
Yeah.
I think the main benefit to doing it this way is I can't accidentally equip the Cutter to the Stoneforge first and then not be able to equip this for free. I think that's the big reason.
This is misclick proof.
Monk, you can keep the Cutter. They're probably reading Forge Anew again, because that's usually what happens at this stage.
Yeah.
What do you mean they can equip for free? What do you mean it's an instant? It's like, sir, I paid 3 mana for this. That's basically infinite. Yeah, it better be insane. Yeah, I think deck's perfect.
Yeah. I don't like there's any play draw stuff.
Nah. Okay. Yeah, incredibly easy keep.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I love that they didn't play a threat.
Oh, it's my favorite. Oh, okay. Well, now I think I'm going to play Esper Sentinel.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, cool. Good talk.
I love this. Just like play my embarrassing card and make your turn bad. Like it's so good. It's like,
look, my card's
I'm embarrassed, but you're more.
you have to kill this dog shit. What are we doing?
I kept messaging Travis about like, oh, I am addicted to my opponents killing my ornithopters. Yes. And it's just so good of like, yeah, like point your spell at this 0-drop idiot, please.
Dude, it's when you go in paper, aid, ornithopter, pass, and then you vocalize nothing bad can happen, don't worry. They're just like, they throw a K command at that thing. Sure, a Johnny is fine.
It's like legally obligated to kill it at that point.
All right. Okay, well, I'm going to go Urza's Saga Stoneforge now.
Okay.
Yeah, and mostly because I want to deploy the Saga, and the Stoneforge Mystic gives us nice protection against the Wrath because of the flare.
Yeah, I mean, I think they both do. Like, you could just sack
Yeah, or
the
we're just getting a
Sentinel.
hammer here. Like just another
It could
hammer.
be Shadow Spear.
Yeah,
It's Hammer
that's
or Shadow
I
Spear.
agree. So next turn we can go like I guess like we can attack with both, and if they don't block, like you can go aid into attack with both if we have two hammers. Whatever they don't block, we hammer, and if they have a removal spell, we get to flare. Shadow Spear is really good. That's kind of my problem. We can also get the Shadow
I
Spear off the Saga.
You could also get the Hammer off the Saga.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. I mostly like that
Yeah.
the hammer gives us the line to, if they get aggressive, just kill them next turn.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, sure. All right. No attacks.
It's a decent tiebreaker.
Like, what if they died? I
They
was
might.
I was playing Baldur's Gate, a while back, and I was looking up like builds, and people were talking about like status effects, and then the guy was like, you know what the best status effect you can do is? Dead. I was like, you're right. I don't think there's a world where flare.
Probably not.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if we were supposed to do that. I guess the other thing we might be getting off the Saga is a needle.
I sort of doubt it, but maybe.
Think of bombardment. I don't hate it. No, I'm good. You can keep your cat.
I think there's a very real chance that you're going to go aid and then they're going to die.
Also possible. They have wear tear or static prison. Sure,
Seems fine.
yeah. I think here we just go like cut or aid, make a dude pass.
I think I'm doing that.
Yeah.
I think I'm going like aid Stoneforge.
Yep, agreed. Just for the flare protection, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, cool. Agreed.
Like if there's any way to not get blown out by the wrath, let's do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it Shadow Spear now?
It's like I almost don't want to get the Shadow Spear because I'd almost rather get the Shadow Spear off of the Saga. But yeah, I'll get the Shadow Spear because it's like I said, we might end up getting Cage. Also, I guess if
there's a chance that they kill the land somehow. Like if they just point Wear Tear at Saga, I guess I wouldn't sack Stoneforge.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I don't think they should ever do that line, but
Flage. So is it weird that I kind of want to flare here?
Just to be extra safe.
And they don't gain any life.
I don't really think the life is gonna matter.
Yeah, I agree.
But if you're trying to save because they could go like land static prison again, right? I don't know.
Yeah, so like trying to think so I mean there's a world I guess we float mana, grab Ornithopter, cast Cutter. I guess it doesn't matter, right? So we just float mana, grab Mox Opal.
Yeah, you get mobile and then they die.
And then we go Cutter, Hammer. Yeah.
So that doing it now plays around them having second static prison. They could also just have Galvanic.
Yeah, I'm kind of
discharge.
about this because we will lose it next turn anyway. I wonder if they'll attack. Yeah.
I mean, it didn't matter, right?
But
it's get trample anyway.
Well, no, I meant we just don't take damage.
Oh,
yeah. That was more what I was thinking. Yeah. This Cutter card, just making bodies is so good. Yeah, so Mox Opal, easy peasy. Boop.
This interaction is so good.
Yes.
That's so good.
What the hell? All right. I would like to attack you for 1 billion.
You didn't even need the hammer, I guess.
Right, just any spell would do it.
Yeah.
Whee. Yeah, I'm just gonna Shadow Spear.
Sure.
Mostly because next turn, if they Solitude this or whatever, right? Then we get to go Surge on the stack, Hammer, Trigger, make a guy. Yeah. So actually correct.
Sure.
Cool. All right. Well, we beat the two decks that you will see in events. So that's cool. Yeah, we won round 1 in 5 deal. Nice little sandwich. Okay, so thoughts.
Yeah, I think that the surges regularly seemed better than the main deck still.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with that.
Yeah, I think Flare is good, but I think it's really there as your anti-Wrath the Skies card or whatever.
Yeah, and I
Um,
like that it also is just incredible in most combo matchups because like Belcher or whatever you do, just time walk them, and it is hard for them to counter weirdly because it costs 4, so they can't even shoal it. But yeah,
right.
I mean, Surge does basically the same thing, but you don't have to worry about like establishing a white creature.
Yeah, you don't have to have a guy to sack. Like 0 mana is great,
Yeah,
but you're 2 for 1ing yourself, and I think a lot of the matchups where you do want to protect are also matchups where 2 for 1ing yourself is bad.
agreed, agreed. Um, this card, this
Yeah,
card
Cutter was
is
great.
so good.
I'm very sold on wanting 4 of them. I
Agreed.
think 4 is just 100% correct. I actually kind of wanted a second Forgeanu, and maybe it was a weird league, but like I don't know. I guess it would be a Cloud. Maybe would be a Forgeanu. What do you think of that?
I think so. I think because we have the flares in the board, I do like maxing on my white creature count. I also like that
Yeah.
Cloud is both your plan A and your plan B with the cutters.
Mm,
Like just here, I have how many cutters do we have? 4, 8. We have 10 cutters in the deck. It's just really good. I think
that's fine.
I think if you did want to play second Fortune, which I think it was a weird league, but I also like I hear you. I don't disagree.
Like it looked good regularly, and I think the thing that I like about it most is that it's decent into some of the stuff that is best against you, like Wrath, where
Yeah,
like if it's already out, they have to at least pay another mana. And if it isn't out, then they Wrath you, and then you do this, and it like both it kind of becomes both pieces, right? Like it
yeah.
gets back Hammer and is the equipper.
There have definitely been games where
Um,
like I have gone on turn 4 they wrath or like Jund for example, right? Like any grindy deck, they just like all right, they destroy the cutter or they discard your cutter, they sweep the board, and then you go turn 4, forge anew, get back cutter, cast hammer, trigger, and you just immediately you're attacking for a billion. It's like I mean, I like forge
yeah.
anew. It is just a question of like what do we cut, and I think that's the hard part.
Yeah, like what is better than it? I think it would be Cloud in my mind before anything else. Like I think everything else
Yeah,
is a pretty clear role player. And
agreed.
I just so strongly prefer Stoneforge to Cloud once you're looking at that. I
Agreed.
think white is a really actually pretty prohibitive cost.
Yes,
Um,
agreed.
and so, like, I think 2 Cloud is about where I'd want to be, but maybe there's a world where 1 Cloud becomes the Forge Anew. Part of it is also that we have a lot of ways to find Hammer, and we have less ways to equip Hammer. So, like, right now you have 4 Saga, 4 Hammer, 4 Stoneforge, and 2 Cloud, right?
Yep.
So, compared to your 4 Aid, 4 Paladin, and 1 Forge Anew. So, like,
Yeah.
if
9
you up
versus 14, 16.
yeah. So I think pushing the ratio a little bit in that direction is not a bad thing. I guess how many white creatures do we have right now? We have
14.
4, 8, 12, 14. Yeah. That is kind of like the magic number for I guess it's going lower than that
Yeah.
is.
We can go a
Yeah.
little lower. I don't want to. That's more where I'm at.
Yeah.
So I will say the other piece, and I hear you because we do technically have like 14 fucking hammers. There are so many matchups now where you do want both hammer and cutter. So I think
Yeah.
like my concern is flooding on equipment in the form of like Stoneforge, Cloud, Hammer, Cutter. Not nearly as bad as oh I drew 2 aids and a forge.
Yeah.
So like yeah. But that being said, like the difference between 2 of these and 2 of these is like very minimal. So
Mhm.
yeah.
I
So
think
our
the other
loss to
reason
sorry
to oh, I was
no
gonna
go
say
ahead.
like the other reason to lean towards Cloud, like not only is he getting the cutter, those effects also are your best way of triggering cutter.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it's just like
sorry, what
two
were you gonna
spells
say?
on its own. I was gonna say so our loss to Boros was when we drew 0 lands in the top 16. So okay, that's
Yeah,
fine. And then we did lose to Samwise, which whatever. I don't know. I have nothing to say on that matchup. Um, we lost to Neoform where they kept 7 3 times and we had bad hands and that's fine. Um, and then what's the other one? It was another weird one.
let's
Oh, the
see.
4 color Wrath. This guy's Force of Vigor deck. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah,
That's fine.
yeah. That matchup we were never winning
Yeah.
anyway.
I'm fine losing that one. In terms of the sideboard, I think I'm kind of locked on like all these. I really like that Spell Pierce plays on kind of a different axis of protection than Flare and Surge. So I'm pretty high on
Mhm.
at least 2, if not 3 Pierces. Um, Magus is the card that's like, oh, I could come in or out. I really hate Amulet, so I'm gonna play 3. That's it.
No, I actually think it's fine. Like that matchup and some of the decks that would just get you like 4 color, like I think Magus sort of gives you this opportunity to cheese them where
Yep.
otherwise the matchup is so incredibly difficult that I think I don't know, the sideboard as is makes a ton of sense to me. I think that there's a world where I might trim like a Pierce or a Magus if I was trying to fit something else in. I just don't know what that thing is. Like maybe you want your like Hushbringer effect because black white is such a
Yeah.
bad matchup.
I will say
But
Hushbringer feels a
I'm
lot worse with like 6 Stone Forges.
sure, yeah.
But yeah, I
You're
agree. That's
probably
kind of the
trimming
card.
some, but or maybe you're not even. I don't know.
The problem is you're also bringing in the flares, right? Since I actually have you on the call and
Yeah.
you've played a ton of black white in the past, I think I tried the consigns like more and
Mhm.
more the more I played against that, and I think you're right. I think you do just bring in all 4 consigns against black white because like when they go Overlord and then blink it, when you counter the return trigger, it does just like blow out the game.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
you just kind of win the game.
yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think like the fact that it also counters solitude
Yeah.
and like witch enchanter, like all of these things that they're going to try to do to disrupt you. I think that means the effect is very good for you even when you're not getting a 2-for-1.
Agreed.
Or well,
Um,
I guess it's a 1-for-1, but
but it
still.
feels like a 2-for-1.
I mean, like Overlord, Flicker Overlord, and Consign It is just so much tempo.
Yeah.
And like you are trading your card for one of their cards. And like, yes, Overlord got a thing back, but you're stopping them from having so much pressure, and you're also stopping them from just having the attack trigger to bury you. So I think it's just right that you're wanting all the consigns, at
Yeah.
least as this deck against them.
Yeah. And so, how would you board against black white? Obviously, like, so these 7 for sure. The hard part is like, what do you
Yeah,
cut? We cut the ornithopters for sure. Those are really bad.
yeah,
I think you keep all the
I
cutters,
agree.
all the Stoneforge effects. Boots is probably not great because your sagas are a lot less reliable. Um,
Hmm.
Maybe a mantle.
Yeah, I was eyeing Mantle as well. Is it ever a opal?
You could, you absolutely could. I don't even think that's
I
insane.
guess Cutter gets a lot worse if you do that.
This is true. So yeah, it could just be
It's
like, and
hard because
I do think we
yeah.
keep
Go
both
ahead.
surges as well, but that could be wrong.
Oh, actually, okay. So I think Consign is kind of working as a protection spell as
Yeah,
well.
I don't disagree with that.
Like I think is Mantle better than Boots?
I think mm, one I don't know. That's the honest answer. It's better with like the cutter things are kind of where I'm at.
Mhm. And it's hard to do Saga lines.
Okay, Max Bonks. Looping back to earlier, cutter is great, and second Forge anew is definitely at the forefront of the mind. Is there a world where we could do 3 cutters, 2 clouds, 2 Forge in the split? I don't think that's insane. I think the big thing that that Gabe and I have found is as we played more, the more we don't want to fetch cutter, the more we just want to draw it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think
I
that's
think
why I want to
like
weight it so heavily.
the trample is so relevant, and I think like the whole thing was we wanted even more cutters, right? So
Yep.
like trimming a cutter isn't solving that issue, even though it is solving the white card for flare issue.
Yeah. And I've said this a couple times, but I think a lot of people kind of misunderstand what I'm saying, which is totally fair because it's a confusing statement. I think cutter, like the upside of cutter making bodies, really helps mitigate the downside of you sacrificing bodies with flare. Now, let me clarify. I know you cannot sacrifice the monks to flare, but it means when you sacrifice your Stoneforge Mystic, you still have something that's attacking them that you can suit up with a hammer. So I think they do play exceptionally well together, even though they theoretically don't.
Yeah, I think it's very clearly between those two cards, or black white paradise or the boots, and I'm circling back to it here, because I'm thinking about how Cutter gives haste, right? Like
Yes.
that's one of the other relevant things to it. And I think maybe that means the boots matters less because like boots is going to encourage you to do the whole like saga construct, get boots, double attack stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe we just like don't even want to be doing that.
It's totally
Like,
possible.
is that crazy?
I don't
I don't
think
know.
it's
The reach
insane.
might matter.
I
It's really close.
the ability to just like also deploy a haste equipment on one is also very good. It just costing 1 mana to help your early mobile activations, I think matters. It plays really nicely with Sentinel and Cloud. Like double board triggers is awkward for a lot of people.
Mm.
Um, See, I think right now this is probably where I'm at. For the 75, I think kind of everything we talked about makes sense. I think Surge is probably marginally better in the main, but depending on your meta, you could absolutely just like play flares in the main and be fine with that.
Yeah, I agree. I think if I were to register this deck tomorrow, I think the only change I would make to your main, to your whole 75 actually, is just adding that Surveil land.
Yeah, over the Flooded Strand.
I wonder, let's see. So yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
It might be over a plains.
I have 5 fetchables right now.
Like I think I would actually cut a plains instead of a fetch.
Sure, that's reasonable.
It's close. Like if you expect that white land destruction deck, then that basic does so much for you. But
It does. It does.
I just like I think your fetchable ratio is good, and adding a surveil land that then I can't fetch, like I'm fetching slightly less, doesn't really make sense to me. So like
Okay.
yeah, I think it would be a plains.
Yeah, I think that's pretty reasonable. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm pretty happy. Obviously, results weren't great, but the list felt pretty clean. We mulliganed when we had 0 lands, but I mean, we have 20 lands in the deck, so I feel like that doesn't actually happen that much.
Yeah, I don't. I feel like our play was pretty tight tonight as well.
Yeah.
Overall,
I like that we talked each other into the opposite lines. Like
a couple times actually. Yeah.
Oh, one thing I would like to bring up since we have talked about it, Raubahn. So this guy.
Oh no.
Right? No, I know, but like people will ask, and it would be nice if I just had a timestamp where we talk about it. I think I spelled okay. So Raubahn, 1 in a red, 2/2 legendary human warrior. Ward pay life equal to Raubah's power, so not relevant unless it already has a hammer equipped to it. Whenever it attacks, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to target attacking creature. So I'll play devil's advocate real quick. So this is a 2-mana equipper that gets around Stony Silence effects. It's a little aggressive. It can punish their, like if they're playing slow, he deals an extra shock if they go to kill him. Why aren't we playing him over Fortune? What are your thoughts on that? Because I've ranted about him. So
Okay. Yeah. So I think first piece is we're trying to add a body that first of all is not white, which does matter for Flare.
okay.
Next piece, I think while he is an equipper, he requires you to untap. So unless I'm in a situation where I'm like playing him and then also equipping boots or cutter, I think it's quite difficult for him to do the thing. And it's not like we're going to play like Arena of Glory or something. Like there's no way that would be a reasonable card for us to play.
But
So
but what if you played it in place of the Ink Moth Nexuses? Because that's the same, right? Right? Because Arena definitely comes in untapped when you have Urza's Saga.
yeah.
It doesn't come in untapped, yeah.
It sure doesn't. Yeah.
It
I
sure
think,
doesn't.
Looking at it now, the haste, the amount of haste our deck provides is pretty good.
Yeah.
I think this is the last card that I would do the equipper thing with because I have to untap or give haste means it requires extra resources. So I kind of feel like while it is another equipper like Fortune and like Fortune it's a bit slow, I think the big difference between them is that when I'm playing my slow card then getting value is awesome. Whereas my slow card requiring even more resources is not so awesome.
Yeah.
Like I think Forge kind of naturally is playing to that point of the game, whereas he's like asking you to already have a bunch of shit. And so like if I were to play him or another 2-drop as you grab, I think Core Outfitter is just gonna do that so much better so much of the time.
Yeah.
Like I understand the whole like, oh, but like he can re-equip, but like what scenario are you living in where you were like attempt to equip hammer with him? He lived to the point where it happened, and then your hammer creature died and he somehow lived. Like I can't imagine that situation happening almost ever.
Agreed. Agreed. Like, yeah, that's pretty much what I've thought about it. Even if you ignore that, like, even if you're like aren't playing flares. So I will say he's probably really good against people who don't know what's up and don't know how to like read the card, which is a thing that happens. But yeah, I think most of the time just don't play this card. Forge, half the reason Forge was so good during the league was because it was like, oh, we brought the hammer back and now they died.
Yeah, like it's two pieces instead of one.
Also, have you ever gotten to have a Forge Anew and a Paladin in play at the same time? So if you have Metalcraft and you have Forge Anew and Paladin, you get to move any number of equipment at instant speed on your turn.
Oh, that's lovely.
So like,
I was over here
yeah.
thinking small. I'm like 3 mana, draw a card.
No, so like the place that does show up against is, say I have Ink Moth and I have like Forge Anew, multiple artifacts in play, including Hammer, and they have like Goblin Bombardment plus multiple, like, 8 dudes or whatever. If you play Paladin and then animate Ink Moth, they have to respond a million times because you can always just animate again and again and again. As long as, because I assume we're at late stage of the game, and then you can just equip in response to every time they activate.
Yeah.
And it's just
you
like,
just re-equip.
yeah, yeah. Also, of
They
course,
actually can't even
with
kill the paladin.
correct,
Right?
yeah,
Like,
because you
if
just move the hammer
paladin,
there.
yeah, that's excellent.
Yep. So it's just also Forge Anew plays really well with Aid, right? Because if you just have Aid in play, you cast Forge Anew, the hammer comes back from the grave, attaches immediately, and then you can move it at instant speed if you want. So yeah, cool. Yeah, sweet. Appreciate the conversation. Elf Lord, Raubahn is slept on heavy. It's slept on heavy in that you definitely should keep it in your shoebox and not wake it up ever. I don't think it's like the worst card ever, but like I don't think it's in the range of playable cards.
I think Raubahn is a pioneer power level hammer equipper.
I would agree with that.
Like I don't know if that deck has like he actually may have made Pioneer Hammer a viable thing because they were lacking equippers.
Yeah.
But I think it is such a hard sell over Forge Anew or even like BI or something. Like I think like we have other options
BI.
like Core Outfitter, BI, and Forge Anew. I think probably all make the cut above Raubahn.
Dude, BI. Whew, that card. Whew. Be still my beating heart. I love this card. I'm sad that we aren't on the Leyline Axe build anymore, but Cori-Steel Cutter just added so much to this deck that you can't not play it. Cool.
Yeah, but like I think that's a telling statement that like we don't have Leyline Axe and BI I think would still be better than Raubahn.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. 100%. Yeah, I don't know. Also, I've seen people play like Raubahn over Clouds. Don't do that. This card is a body, and it gets a Cori or a Hammer or any number of things. Raubahn is a 2/2 that dies to every removal spell in the format.
But they gained 2. Or you lost 2, probably.
That's true. They did shock. And then they cast any spell and immediately gained 4 life off their 2 guides.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Maybe if we gave him Infect. But yeah, anyway. I think on that note, I think we have to call it there. I'm clearly losing my mind. Boros Hammer is exciting to see when we get to play the format without T-Crews. Yeah. Also, Pioneer's not a real format right now, so if it comes back, then maybe I'll play Hammer in it. But I'll probably just play Phoenix because winning is cool, I guess.
Want to actually investigate Hammer there?
I probably still won't, but I'll lie to myself and say I will do that. Can I see a modern format where Zach is our 1-drop of choice? So actually, Max Bonk, I talk about kind of Raubahn, Cloud, and Zach Fair on my Patreon. TLDR, he's a little too low power, a little too inefficient. If his sack ability was 0 mana to do, I think we'd be real, like, talking, but I don't think he quite fits the bill. He's also not an artifact like Esper Sentinel to enable Metalcraft off Mox. Yeah, he's a fine card, but just not where I think we want to be. That being said, I appreciate all the time that you joined, playing Hammer, suffering with me through some fun draw steps. If people want to find you, where can they do that?
Yeah, I mean, I do have a Twitch, although I have not fired it up in quite a long time, so I wouldn't count on it. But that is Spider Space on Twitch. I also have a Twitter, which is Spider Space MTG. One of these days, I'll actually make a blue sky, I guess. Yeah, I guess I'm more of a talking head these days than like watch me play, huh?
Yeah, I don't blame you. But once again, appreciate you joining. Appreciate everyone hanging out. This was a fun one. Maybe one day we won't draw like ass. But until then, it was nice seeing you.